We see evil in our midst, but good and love will triumph over evil. We will get through this.
Tonight, honoring the lives cut short at the Grand 16. The healing process just beginning as the investigation moves on. Questions about how someone with a history of mental illness was even able to buy a gun. Team coverage of the shooting at the Grand right now on KATC. And good evening, everyone. Tonight, a split edition of Acadiana's News Channel at 10 as we continue to follow the shooting at the Grand Theater.
And here at the scene, we've learned even more about the chaos that unfolded inside of the Grand Theater and questions about the suspect and how he was even able to buy a gun.
But we begin with the recovery here in Acadiana. 9 people were injured in the attack, sent to 3 Lafayette hospitals. 4 people have been released since last night. 5 people do remain hospitalized tonight, one of them still in critical condition. Injuries from last night's shooting ranged from non-life-threatening to critical. The wounded ranged from their late teens to their late 60s. We want to start out again with the stories of those whose lives were cut short, killed in last night's shooting. 21-year-old Macy Breaux and 33-year-old Jillian Johnson. Macy, a college student at LSUE. Jillian, a well-known small business owner, artist, and musician in Lafayette. From Iberia Parish to Lafayette, vigils were held across Acadiana for the victims and their families. Allison Bourne-Vanek starts us off with our team coverage of the shooting at the Grand.
Praise God.
A united voice showing support for the victims and sadness for what's happened in Lafayette.
It's really tough, seeing this happen to this community, but I know, it's such a tight-knit community that we're all going to stand here together and show support, so that's really encouraging to see.
I keep thinking to myself that you never think it's going to happen in your hometown, and you definitely don't think it's going to happen to people that you personally know.
More than 100 people at UL holding up each other, mourning the loss of Jillian Johnson and Macy Breaux.
I feel sad for the victims and the victims' families. I mean, that no one deserves to ever, go through something like that. But at the same time, Lafayette is such a tight-knit community, and, we may not know them, but we're here for each other and we're here for the families.
This vigil, one of many in Acadiana and the state.
They came together today all over. And, that's one of the first steps to do, to pray, to help each other out, but, and just to kind of move on and be strong.
In Lafayette, Allison Bourne-Vanek, KATC TV3.
Now, Macy Breaux is a Franklin native, but she is being remembered tonight in Eunice as well, where she was in the radiology program at LSUE. With just over 20 students in the program, those we spoke with today say the loss of Macy is a blow to this tight-knit group.
And I started shaking, having shivers. I couldn't even say anything. She was always, confident and positive all the time. And she was very beautiful inside and out.
Makeshift memorials have been created for Jillian at Parish Inc. and Red Arrow Workshop stores, both here in Lafayette and also in New Orleans. The shops were closed today, but as our Daniel Phillips reports, many gathered to pay tribute to Jillian, a UL alum, musician, artist, and entrepreneur. Here's Daniel's report.
I'm gonna miss her a lot. She was just really nice to me every time I saw her. She acted as if her and her daughter and her stepdaughter, they just acted so nice to me. When some adults just wouldn't talk to me, Jillian came up and she was really nice to me, unlike others.
Whether they were young or old, they were all part of Jillian's community. A community that she spent her life trying to make as good as it could be.
So she believed in this community. She believed in that Lafayette was truly a great place. And she gave her time, her love, and her talents. And she'll be sorely missed.
You could do something by doing stuff. And that's what Jillian did. She was just such a force of nature.
A force that is being missed across Louisiana in the wake of the tragic events that took place in the Grand Theater. Jillian Johnson leaves behind a legacy across Lafayette.
Jillian was one of those rare people that touched not only business people, but musicians, and even her neighborhood.
A musician and an entrepreneur, Jillian's footprints can be seen all over Lafayette, from the store she opened to the music she played.
I remember when she used to play with the Figs right on this corner when it was another business.
She helped shape her neighborhood.
She and a group of these people were all here planting these trees with the UL students, showing them how to plant, how to make the trees survive.
And did everything she could to help give back to the community she loves so much.
Loved Louisiana so much, and she loved Lafayette so much.
From her business neighbors downtown.
Everybody here kind of, knew each other so well when it came to that. And she was just a really bright and inspiring person.
And just give you thanks for all that she did while she was here on earth with us.
To those who lived in her community.
She was passionate about everything she did, whether it was planting a tree like the one you see here, organizing art for children.
Now that community is doing everything to show how much they loved her and how much they will miss her. In Lafayette, I'm Daniel Phillips for KATC TV3.
And today we also learn new details about the investigation. And for more on that, let's head out to Marcel at the Grand. Marcel.
Well, Jim, investigators and some others able to get a first-hand look inside of Theater 14 here at the Grand on Johnston. Governor Jindal, Police Chief Jim Kraft, and State Police Colonel Mike Edmondson, veteran law enforcement officials calling it a, quote, horrific scene. Inside they saw blood, sticks in the seats from where investigators are trying to figure out the trajectory of the bullets, debris, people's belongings, everything that's left from the chaos that unfolded just over 24 hours ago. They also released new information about the killer, John Russell Hauser. They say after opening fire, he tried to get out of a side door inside the theater, even having his car parked near that exit, but that's when he saw police.
He had dropped a magazine, so he inserted another, re-entered and fired 4 more times. We think possibly that at least one victim was hit in that second burst of gunfire. The 3 shots at the people still in the audience, and 1 shot into himself.
Our investigative team is taking a closer look at the shooter. We found court records that show John Russell Hauser was committed by his own family back in 2008 and treated for manic depression. It raises questions about how he was even able to buy a gun.
The weapon is a high point 40 caliber semi-automatic handgun. The weapon was purchased at a pawn shop in Phoenix, Alabama in February of 2014. ATF has informed us that the purchase was legal.
And despite that, Lafayette Police Chief Jim Kraft confirming that ATF said that Hauser was able to legally purchase that handgun. The gun used in the shooting was bought at a pawn shop in Alabama in February of last year. You know, we've heard so much about what happened in the moments inside and after as people were rushing out of this theater. And first responders come to mind, the paramedics, the EMTs who came here and saved some lives. I want to bring in our Alex Labad. Alex, you talked to some of these people today, and you know a little more about the first moments after the bullets were fired.
What you have to understand is that everybody was leading a normal life when this tragedy occurred. So there were some people that were off duty. There were some people enjoying a meal when they got an alert that a shooting was happening, and their quick action may have actually saved some lives.
I obviously escaped with some emotional kind of fears and safety concerns of, I can't believe that I just felt so violated just now being shot at in a movie theater. But I'm so thankful to know that I was more fortunate in the fact that I got out unharmed.
Jonas Lawson was sitting in the front row of the 7 o'clock showing of Trainwreck in Theater 14. The lives of everyone in that movie forever changed in a matter of 20 minutes.
All the people who got shot, all the people who escaped, and all the people who died passed by us sitting in that front row when they were filing in as the previews were starting.
Slauson and those fortunate enough to make it out, fleeing and alerting authorities. An alert an Acadian ambulance employee received while at dinner with his family.
My 3-year-old had just graduated swimming lessons. He wanted a cheeseburger, so we went and got a cheeseburger. As soon as I was done, I got a page for an MCI event.
That MCI, or multiple casualty incident, playing out right up the road from where John Witt was eating. Witt leaving his family behind to head right into the chaos.
It was very dimly lit. They were obviously watching a movie at one point. The recess lightings were the only thing that was on. It was theater seating, so it was all up. Patients were scattered. Several police officers in there delegating their own task. It was a really intense environment.
5 ambulances were able to clear out the Grand in a matter of only 30 minutes, those both on and off the clock moving quickly to save lives. While not trained for a shooting, their overall training most definitely paying off.
We spent a lot of time preparing for MCIs, mostly auto or accident in nature, and a lot of those same skills that we utilize for auto type accidents we were able to translate forward into an active shooter drill, and it worked out beautifully for us.
Training, such a vital factor in the way all of this unfolded. We hear about law enforcement agencies and EMTs going through training exercises sometime, and we don't often really understand what they're about, but this proves that training is key. Without it, they would not have been able to do what they did in the way that they did. Thank goodness for their training. We also heard from Jonah in your package, and we know that his vehicle is actually still left here. We've been getting reports that people's belongings are still inside of that theater, and his car's still here.
So in speaking to Jonah, he was in the front row, and when he finally realized that there were gunshots, he immediately ran out of the exit, and he left his car keys behind in the cup holder. So there are about 5 vehicles still here. Jonah owns one of those vehicles, so there are still people waiting to get their belongings back. This will be, from what we're understanding, treated as a crime scene throughout the weekend. We're looking over at the grand sign right now. If you look at it, the lights are off. So this is being treated as a crime scene.
Yeah, something that you normally see as you drive down Johnston Street, that sign illuminated with the movies and the times, and it's dark right now, and understandably so. As Alex mentioned, the Grand Theater will be treated as a crime scene for the immediate future. Here at the Grand, Marcel Fontenot along with Alex Abbott. Jim, back to you.
All right, and thanks for your reporting, both of you, tonight. And we next want to tell you about the 2 Jeanerette High School teachers who are being hailed as heroes in all of this, Gina Moe and Allie Martin. Gina Moe has been the librarian at Jeanerette High School for about 21 years, while Allie Martin has been teaching English for the past 7. Now, Moe jumped in front of Martin, taking a bullet for her friend, and Martin is credited with pulling the fire alarm, alerting everybody inside the theater about what was going on. Their co-workers say they're shocked something like this could happen in Lafayette, but they aren't surprised by their heroism.
I think it's a tribute to them and to our profession, because that's how we react to situations. We're very protective individuals, and I'm very proud of them.
And we want to tell you that a GoFundMe account has been set up for both of these teachers injured in that shooting. More than $19,000 has been raised so far. Governor Bobby Jindal last night praising both of these teachers for their heroic acts.
Tonight was an awful night for Lafayette, an awful night for Louisiana, an awful night for our entire country. Out of tonight's tragedy, you're beginning to hear stories of heroism and self-sacrifice. A couple of teachers at a movie together. One of the teachers literally jumped on top of the other, may have saved her life, and literally, took a bullet that could have hit the second teacher in the head. The second teacher was injured, was shot, but not life-threatening. She was one of the ones being discharged tonight. Despite being injured, the second teacher was able to pull a fire alarm and help to save other lives. When you think about it, 2 friends together, one jumps in the way of a bullet to save her friend's life. The other one, even though she's shot, pulls the fire alarm, saves other people's lives. A lot of anxious, not only family members, but friends in there. They got the call that their friends, their relatives have been shot. They wanted to be here.
And we will continue our coverage of this tragedy coming up in just a bit. We'll take a look at the shooter, the national attention that this story is also getting across the country. And we will switch gears a little bit. Rob will join us next with your forecast, but stay with us for continuing coverage of the shooting at the Grand.
I just grabbed my child and we just all ran.
Despite being injured, the second teacher was able to pull a fire alarm and help to save other lives.
Apparently she ran from the movie theater and had collapsed or whatever, and these 2 bystanders saw her, picked her up, and brought her. She doesn't know who they are, brought her to the ER.
Yeah, it's something to hear about it. Like, to hear other places, you're like, that's bad. But when you see it in front of your face, that's a whole nother story. That's just terrifying.
Sonic hot dogs are great.
What would you say is your favorite Sonic hot dog?
Force you to pick asking a parent to pick between their favorite children.
Pick one.
Chicago dog.
Okay.
Because it doesn't repeat everything I say right back to her mother.
With 6 great flavors starting at $1.99, Sonic is America's hot dog headquarters. This is how you Sonic.
One of the best trucks I've ever driven.
What doesn't this truck do? The Ford felt more powerful, but really impressed me a lot.
It's got the best of both worlds.
Surprising.
You're welcome to have my Chevy Silverado for this F-150.
This is leadership, and this changes everything. Drive the truck with the best safety rating a truck can get with $7,050 in total savings on a 2015 F-150. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Folks, this weekend at Home Furniture, shop a gigantic weekend warehouse sell-off taking place in all 8 of Home Furniture showrooms. Thousands of pieces of furniture now selling cheap. Hundreds of pieces of beauty rest, Serta, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses sale price to move out, sell out, and close out now. Find all wood beds as low as $199. Incredible reclining sofas just $599. Plus big no-interest financing and next-day delivery on it all. Out it goes this Friday and Saturday only at Home Furniture, folks.
Home Furniture Plus Bedding. We'll save you money, folks.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, we know how to make going back to school perfect.
And by perfect, it means knowing I'm in style.
Being packed and ready to go.
Always looking good.
Wearing just the right outfit. In lots of recess.
Your perfect back to school starts at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Get great apparel. 150 kids shoes under $40 and 140 backpacks under $40. With all the best brands, you can shop with confidence and they can go back with it.
Hey Acadiana, it's time to get to Corval Toyota and experience the best-selling vehicles in America. With our selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, Corval's got the perfect vehicle just for you. The Toyota Camry took the top spot for American-made cars this year, and Corval's got it for $19,986. How about the Toyota Corolla for only $15,996? Service, quality, and commitment is found here at Corval Toyota Scion in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
It's pretty incredible that Sonic combined candy with a slush.
Oh, totally, man. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
All by yourself?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
Too good to be true. This is a trap.
Candy meets slush meets awesome. Candy slushes are half price during happy hour. This is how you Sonic.
From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. As we take a short break from the shooting at the Grand, we'll pause and take a look at the weather forecast. And as we mourn and as we try to heal, the weather will stay hot. But there will be a few afternoon storms tomorrow, and much the same for Sunday. But the heat is going to be on. Could be the hottest weekend so far this summer. In fact, as we look at your hour-by-hour forecast, we'll start out in the upper 70s to near 80, but by noon, 93 degrees, and that heat index already at this time likely pushing 105. In fact, tomorrow, the heat indices are going to be about 4 to 5 degrees hotter than what they were today. Officially 96 degrees in Lafayette today. Tomorrow we'll go 98, and we'll be in the mid to upper 90s tomorrow afternoon. But in deference to our futurecast, there will be the risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially mid to late afternoon from 3 o'clock, probably up until about 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow evening to help cool us off and give us some much needed rainfall. In fact, as we go over the next several days, even though the heat's going to be winning at least through next Wednesday, we finally see a change in the pattern toward the end of next week that will give us, it looks like, a pretty good chance of daytime showers and thunderstorms, and that will take the edge off the big heat that we have seen over the last several weeks. Temperatures continue to be well above normal, above the 92-degree benchmark until later next week when we start to see more regular showers and thunderstorms. And in fact, as we go down the road, might even see a couple of these days in the upper 80s, depending on thunderstorm coverage. But we do expect a better chance of storms. Now on the radar tonight, all quiet locally. This is just false echoes from an inversion by the coast, but we are tracking some showers over toward Mississippi, part of a thunderstorm complex that moved through the Florida beaches and also Gulf shores. These storms working their way southward, part of an upper level trough that's off to the east. Meanwhile, we're being dominated by this ridge of high pressure that's been giving us mostly west to southwest winds. Tomorrow, those surface winds winds turn a little bit more northwesterly, and that's why we think we're going to see hotter temperatures for sure. But eventually this trough will do what it did a couple of weeks ago. For a couple of days, we did see a weakness in the atmosphere and some storms rolling in from the northeast, and that's what I think we're going to see late tomorrow afternoon and then again on Sunday. Temperatures slow to cool, been in the 90s, and heat indices near 100 at 7 o'clock this evening. Still 84 in Lafayette with that heat index at this current hour at 92, so very uncomfortable across the area. So tomorrow morning, mostly sunny to start the day, lots of sunshine. If you plan to be outdoors, please take plenty of breaks and make sure you stay hydrated. It's going to be awfully rough, especially tomorrow afternoon, but cutting into that high heat, at least the risk of scattered showers and thunder showers. We do think that'll carry at least through tomorrow evening, at least early evening, then quiet again tomorrow night, and we'll probably do the same again on Sunday. Temperature-wise, we'll see readings getting into the mid to upper 90s. That heat index tomorrow near 108 to 110. That's as high as it's been all summer long. So there may be a heat advisory issued for tomorrow afternoon. Treat it as such because we are going to be close to that advisory criteria of 108 on the heat index, and we'll see that again for Sunday. So the heat's certainly on for this weekend. As for that heat index, it's going to be near 100 by 10:30 tomorrow morning. And look at this, 104 or better from noon to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, peaking out right around 3 o'clock before some of those storms kick in. So it's going to be very hot across the board. So tonight, a steamy night, a quarter blue moon out there. That moon will be full, and it will stay blue for many of us through the end of the month, officially a full moon on the 31st next Friday. Tomorrow, we'll say the hottest day of 2015 so far, up to 98 for your high. And again, that heat index as high as 110 or 111, especially near bodies of water where the humidity is always higher. As we go through the rest of the weekend, early next week, more high heat at least through next Wednesday. Then things start to improve and more daily risks of showers and thunder showers appearing toward the end of next week. So if you're going to be outdoors, please stay hydrated and take plenty of breaks.
What a stretch it's been. It's just been so hot out there. My goodness.
It's been several weeks.
All right. Thanks, Rob. And stay right there, everybody. We continue our coverage of the shooting at the Grand coming up right after this.
If you've been injured in an accident or hurt on the job, and the insurance company tells you that you don't need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer. Do the right thing. Call us or visit our website. Galloway Jeffcoat, seeking justice for you.
One of the best trucks I've ever driven.
What doesn't this truck do? The Ford felt more powerful, but really impressed me a lot.
It's got the best of both worlds.
Surprising.
You're welcome to have my Chevy Silverado for this F-150.
This is leadership, and this changes everything. Drive the truck with the best safety rating a truck can get with $7,050 in total savings on a 2015 F-150. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Want to experience that yes feeling for yourself? It's easy with Conn's Yes Money. Even when other stores say no to credit, we say yes. That's because we finance you with our own Yes Money. In fact, we've said yes to over 5 million people. Want to be next? Just go to cons.com to apply and get approved the same day. Because yes is a great feeling.
You want a better life and our best price. You deserve it at Cons.
When emergency strikes, this is where you come for real life-saving miracles.
Saying a lot of prayers. Hopefully they're answered.
See what millions of Americans can't get enough of.
The doctor says you're a tough bastard.
Save My Life, Sunday at 10, 9 Central on ABC.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is in full swing at your upside-down dealer, Shetler Corley Ford. Take advantage of $8,000 off the new 2015 Ford F-150 and $13,000 off the new Ford F-250. For economy and comfort, the Ford Focus is leading the way, and Shetler Corley selling 2015 Focuses for $14,990. If you're looking for an SUV, Shetler Corley is discounting Ford Escape $7,000. Come take advantage of the Ford Summer Sales Event at Shetler Corley Ford and check out all of our inventory online at ShetlerCorleyFord.com.
Whether you're injured in a car crash or hurt on the job, we're here to help. Do the right thing and call us at 984-8020. Or visit us at GallowayJeffcoat.com. Galloway Jeffcoat, seeking justice for you.
Back now to continue our Shooting at the Grand coverage, and tonight we are learning more about the suspect, John Hauser, and also his past. ABC's Ryan Owens continues our team coverage.
Life began to unravel years ago for the man police describe as a drifter. Rusty Hauser spent the last few weeks living at this Motel 6 in Lafayette. What detectives say they found in his room only deepens the mystery.
We found wigs and glasses and disguises basically in his room.
There's no disguising Hauser's troubled past. His last known address was here in Alabama, where he was evicted last year, after owners say he trashed their house.
He really done a job on it, messed it up, poured concrete down every drain.
His marriage fell apart too. In 2008, his wife and family asked for a protective order, saying he exhibited extreme erratic behavior, including various acts of family violence. The court filing says he had manic depression and/or bipolar disorder. His wife so worried, she removed all guns from their home. In 2001, Hauser placed a swastika on the outside of the bar he owned, but denied he was a Nazi sympathizer. Hauser was well-educated and politically active, even running for office as an ultra-conservative anti-tax crusader in Georgia.
I think he portrayed himself as a community watchdog against government.
Tonight, investigators are scouring Hauser's postings on known anti-government websites, hoping perhaps to find some answers there. Like, why was he at this motel? Why was he even in Lafayette to begin with? A real question for people here.
ABC's Ryan Owens reporting there. Now, family members of John Hauser are speaking out as well. His brother, Rem, mentioning that John reached out to him almost a month ago for money, but says John hasn't been in contact with anyone in the family for nearly 10 years. Rem Hauser also said the family didn't know where John was living or what he was doing with his life, but they say he and his family did want to apologize to the victims of the shooting and their families.
Yeah, hearts and prayers go out to the families that have lost loved ones, and we're so sorry. And we also are praying for the families that have members of their family that were wounded, that are in the hospitals, that they have a speedy recovery. We pray for the doctors that are looking after them. We pray for the nurses that are taking care of them and their families.
This nightmare here in Lafayette, reminiscent of the Colorado movie theater shooting. It's been just over 3 years now since James Holmes opened fire in that theater. A jury last week convicted Holmes in the massacre that killed 12 people and left 70 others wounded. Those same jurors agreeing just yesterday to leave the death penalty on the table. In light of last night's shooting here in Lafayette, families of those victims in Colorado from 3 years ago are weighing in.
Just shook my head. My husband has been predicting that there'd be another one. So, you know, he wasn't surprised, but I'm always shocked. I'm always shocked that the violence in America continues and it's escalating to the point where even most mass shootings aren't covered anymore. And it worries me that we're becoming numb.
And we are also hearing tonight from Bonnie Kate Porcho-Zogby. She's the woman who was shot during the Aurora, Colorado theater 3 years ago. In a statement, she says, quote, she's from Baton Rouge. You'll remember that she says that the events of July 23rd have impacted her harder than she could have ever thought because Lafayette has been her home for many years. It's where she was born and raised. She's grateful for all of her family and friends and proud to be from a community that is strong and united in this time, and she would expect nothing less from her hometown, she tells us. Police around the state and country are increasing patrols at local theaters. In Kenner, police are now working to beef up patrols around the Grand Theater and the Esplanade Mall. Also, police up in Virginia and Harrisonburg now have 24/7 patrols at the Regal Cinemas. Police are also working with theater staff on how to keep an eye out for potential threats. Stay with us, everybody. We have more coming up after this.
pretty horrific scene with that many people being shot. It's pretty horrific.
And I'll close by thanking our law enforcement officials. You heard me say this earlier tonight. They ran towards danger, not away from it. The first officers could literally still hear the gunshots, and they still ran towards that theater. They do an amazing job protecting us every single day.
Law enforcement process is a marathon. The healing process is a marathon. But we're out of the blocks. We're out of the starting gate. We thank you for your help. Please help us come together into our community.
It takes more than sleek lines and aggressive styling to attract some drivers. 328 horsepower that handles like this certainly qualifies as more. Lease the Infiniti Q50 for $309 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Nice! Chevy's got 3 great deals to choose from this summer. Which works the best with your budget?
I'm drawn to the 0%. $1,000 cash back.
I've never ever thought about leasing a car until I saw that deal.
Which one's your favorite?
0%.
$1,000 always looks nice going in my pocket.
Sorry, I changed my mind.
Now let me tell you something that's super cool. You can choose any one of these deals on any of these cars.
Seriously? It's gorgeous, man. This is a nice car.
Oh, I like this stitching.
It's an easy choice. Find your tag and choose your deal for an extra summer bonus.
Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet.
The Rooms to Go summer clearance sale starts tomorrow, Saturday at 10 a.m. Discover hundreds of great clearance items. Prices slashed to move fast and make room for new fall styles. Get big reductions on living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, TV packages. Even Cindy Crawford Home and the Sofia Vergara collections are clearance priced. Plus, get interest-free financing. Quantities are limited, so shop early. Hurry to the Rooms to Go summer clearance sale starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's all about low prices.
There's so much forward progress in medicine that no one person can keep up. What I love the most about being a resident in a teaching facility is that you always have a constant learning opportunity. Having that family of physicians and residents and students, everyone is just learning things from each other. And that family effect of taking care of a patient is what's most important. My name is Danielle Duyan, and my choice is Lafayette General.
One of the best trucks I've ever driven.
What doesn't this truck do? The Ford felt more powerful. It really impressed me a lot.
It's got the best of both worlds.
Surprising.
You're welcome to have my Chevy Silverado for this F-150.
This is leadership, and this changes everything. Drive the truck with the best safety rating a truck can get with $7,050 in total savings on a 2015 F-150. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
It is an emotional time for Acadiana, finding itself in the national spotlight. City Parish President Joey Jarrell flew back to Lafayette early this morning from a family vacation in North Carolina. He says Lafayette was a safe city yesterday and is still a safe city.
Of course, we have a horrible tragedy that is going to occupy our minds for quite some time, occupy the country, maybe the world's mind for a little while, because of what we've seen happening all over the country and all over the world. But this was an anomaly. This wasn't somebody or a group of people trying to do something. This was a person who was, as somebody said today, deranged, did something that is senseless, that is incomprehensible. But I don't feel any less safe tonight in Lafayette than I did yesterday at this time.
And Jarrell adds Lafayette Consolidated Government will continue to make sure law enforcement and first responders will stay equipped to handle any emergencies. Well, Congressman Charles Bustani also telling KETC he took the first flight this morning from Washington to come back home to Lafayette today. He says he learned of the tragedy from friends and family last night and says our community is strong and will come together during this difficult time.
Look, this is really tragic. It's horrible. And my prayers go out to the families of the victims, and this is a tough thing for our community. You think about Lafayette, we're a family-oriented community. We go to church together, we grew up together, and to have this kind of tragedy hit is just stunning for all of us. But the fact is, we'll get over it. The most important thing now is to get the facts of what happened. Why did this drifter end up in Lafayette? Why did he come to this movie theater? What were the motives? how did he get a gun given his record, a criminal record, and a record of mental health problems? So I wanted to check with the chief to make sure he's getting all the federal assistance he needs to track this down, because this guy was from out of state, and I'm there to help in any way possible.
And an emotional scene to show you from CNN this morning. Lafayette City Parish Councilman Keith Patin breaking down in a moment we can probably all relate to since we heard the news last night.
Well, it was shocking to say the least. I mean, it's just numbing. I grew up less than 500 yards from here. We're a small community, very close-knit. A lot of people know each other. It's something that we see that happens somewhere else on the national news. It's so terrible, and it's devastating to be on center stage.
Hard to make sense of it, isn't it? I can see the emotion in your face.
Sure is.
Tell me, what's your heart?
Sure is.
What's your heart saying to you right now?
It's senseless. Well, excuse me. It's terrible. You know, we're used to dealing with natural types of catastrophes, hurricanes, stuff like that, but nothing like this.
To see this kind of pain inflicted by your fellow man.
Also sharing condolences today, Bishop Michael Jarrell with the Diocese of Lafayette, saying in part that Lafayette is a place of great faith. He asks all the Catholic faithful and people of goodwill throughout Acadiana to offer prayer for those affected, as well as the shooter. Obviously, news of this tragedy spanning the country and the world. President Obama on a scheduled trip in Kenya tonight, but says his thoughts and prayers are with those affected. Also speaking out today, Attorney General Loretta Lynch. She spoke with ABC's Pierre Thomas today.
Any sense that this is domestic terrorism, terrorism of any sort, or just a deranged local crime?
Too early to say. We're obviously going to look at it for all angles, as I indicated. The local law authorities are investigating the matter now. The FBI and ATF are providing assistance. We'll do a review of this individual's background, but too early to say right now.
Hollywood also weighing in again. This shooting started during a showing of the movie Trainwreck. Writer and star of the movie, Amy Schumer, taking to Twitter after the tragedy, she tweeted, quote, "My heart is broken and all my thoughts and prayers are with everyone in Louisiana." Now, Governor Bobby Jindal, we want to tell you, is ordering flags at all state buildings be flown at half staff. The governor issued that order out of respect for the victims of the shooting here in Lafayette. Stay with us, everybody. We continue our coverage after this.
Never would have thought it was somebody that I knew. My heart just started racing and I started shaking, having like shivers. I couldn't even say anything. I was lost.
We're just thinking about her, and we feel bad for the families and can't understand why this would happen. It's just a really sad and unbelievable situation.
Chevy's got 3 great deals to choose from this summer. Which works the best with your budget?
I'm drawn to the 0% $1,000 cash back.
I've never ever thought about leasing a car until I saw that deal.
Now let me tell you something that's super cool. You can choose any one of these deals on any of these cars.
Seriously?
Find your tag, choose your deal. Get $3,500 total cash allowance on select Malibu vehicles in stock. Or get 0% APR financing. See your Super Chevy dealers of Acadiana.
Going on vacation? Acadiana Security Plus will take care of everything back at home. Call 839-1880 or visit AcadianaSecurityPlus.com. Acadiana Security Plus, the leader in security for Acadiana, even when you're on vacation.
Buy smart at Eyewear Express.
I love being able to buy and wear my glasses the same day. Why would anybody wait 2 weeks?
2 pairs start at $38.71 and 2 pairs with progressive lenses just $76.92.
I got 2 pair with progressive lenses, and they were ready before I could finish my lunch.
They have lots of choices at great prices. And oh, my glasses are ready.
Buy smart at Eyewear Express.
Tonight, it's a Can't Miss Kimmel with the chatty Charlize Theron.
Oh my God, I said that.
Talk show first-timer Nat Wolff.
You got a lot to learn.
Music from Tori Kelly. Plus, someone's getting hosed. The Emmy-nominated Jimmy Kimmel Live, tonight on ABC.
Matt posted, #TBT. Loved this car until I was upside down on my payments. #expensive fad.
Wow, you've aged great. Find a car to match, like the Civic at the Honda Summer Clearance event. With a rear view camera and text message reader standard, it's as modern as they come and won't break the bank.
It needs flames. Please ignore him.
Hurry in to the Honda Summer Clearance event for a great deal on your new Honda.
Events are already being planned for the weekend. First, a community art project will be held tomorrow at 1:30 at the Acadiana Center for the Arts in downtown Lafayette. Prayer flags will be made similar to those sold at Parish Inc. That's Jillian Johnson's store. The prayer flags will then be used to make one big Acadian flag. At 6:30, the group will then walk over to Parc Sans-Souci for a candlelight vigil. Everyone is welcome. Sunday, also in downtown Lafayette, St. John's Cathedral will host a candlelight vigil and prayer service. That service will start at 7:30, and that also open to anyone who wants to come. The shooting has undoubtedly shaken those of us here in Lafayette, Louisiana, the country, and all over the world. While everyone continues to come together, heal, and cope with this tragedy, therapists, I recommend that you be open with your feelings, listen to one another, and also try to move forward with your daily routines.
It's normal to avoid the, places like the movie theater at first because it's fresh and it's new, and it's, it can be, scary for all of us. But then also to slowly regain knowing that, our community has come together and pulled together to support us and protect us from things like that that have happened.
Police Chief Jim Kraft says on Monday they hope to have a counseling center in place for anybody who might need some help during this difficult time. Addiction Center, Recovery Center off Collie Saloon Road in Lafayette is planning to host an event on Sunday for anybody who might need some help in their auditorium. Anyone having a tough time dealing with the tragedy at the Grand can head over to their center starting at 3 o'clock, and that is free and open to the public. United Way of Acadiana has set up a way for people to donate to the victims in yesterday's shooting at the Grand. Anyone who would like to donate can text Lafayette Strong, all one word, to 41444. For anyone needing counseling or mental health support, we have links to helplines over on our website, katc.com. We're going to take another break and wrap things up right after this.
She believed in this community. She believed in that Lafayette was a great place. This was done by someone who wasn't from here, and he had no idea what he was doing when he randomly took lives. It takes a while to get over it. You got to go through the grieving process. I know that it's going to be different with everyone, but it's tough.
One of the best trucks I've ever driven.
What doesn't this truck do? The Ford felt more powerful, but really impressed me a lot.
It's got the best of both worlds.
Surprising. You're welcome to have my Chevy Silverado for this F-150.
This is leadership, and this changes everything. Drive the truck with the best safety rating a truck can get with $7,050 in total savings on a 2015 F-150. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Folks, this weekend at Home Furniture, shop a gigantic weekend warehouse sell-off taking place in all 8 of Home Furniture showrooms. Thousands of pieces of furniture now selling cheap. Hundreds of pieces of Beautyrest, Serta, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses sale price to move out, sell out, and close out now. Find all wood beds as low as $199. Incredible reclining sofas just $599. Plus big no-interest financing and next-day delivery on it all. Out it goes this Friday and Saturday only at Home Furniture, folks.
Home Furniture Plus Bedding. We'll save you money, folks.
Enjoy the hearty big breakfast with hotcakes and chase away the gray from your morning. It's just one of the ways we're brightening days at McDonald's.
As new developments surface in the wake of the deadly shooting at the Grand Theater in Lafayette, follow KATC TV3 on air, online, and on your mobile device for the latest updates.
At JP Thibodeau Honda, trade in and trade